Hi, everyone, and welcome to Her Point of View, the official podcast for Her Campus at UCF. I'm your host, Sabrina Hansen, and I'm joined today by these lovely ladies. Guys, can I get your name, your position in Her Campus, and what song has been on repeat as of late?
Oh, wasn't prepared for this one. Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm a staff editor, about to be a senior editor here at Her Campus. What have I been playing a lot of? I think my top song, multiple of them for the past, 6 years on Spotify has been Arctic Monkeys, so not exactly an underground type of girl. So I would say honestly anything Arctic Monkeys.
That's real.
Yeah, that works. I'm Rachel. I'm in the recruitment team and I'm also a staff writer. I have been listening to a lot of BTS because I'm really facing a lot of FOMO not being able to go to that Tampa concert last night, guys. I'm so mad.
I know someone that went. Amazing. So I'm sorry to rub that in, but
Yeah, thanks for that.
my name is Marissa. I was the events director this last semester, but I'm now going into retirement. So
Oh my gosh.
I'm sad, but I'm also excited to see all the events from afar. I've been listening to Tate McRae's So Close to What album. That's been on repeat lately. The whole album, just over and over and over again. Not a single song, just the album.
That's so valid.
Yeah.
Retirement. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm going into retirement.
She's 60 years old, guys. You would never know. You look great, Marissa.
It's the Botox.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we are so excited to be here with you guys and to be on our third episode for this podcast, which is a space for real conversations about college life, careers, growth, and everything in between. Each episode will have a different topic and set of students from our campus members to share experiences and different perspectives on what it's really like on the college life. So today's episode is about being a transfer student. So, which you guys all are. Yes.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
yes.
Yes, I am not. I've been at UCF since freshman year.
She's
and
dedicated.
I'm dedicated, guys, and I gotta say, I really like it. So, but I'm glad that you guys all ended up liking it enough to graduate here, supposedly. Just kidding.
Oh,
No. Just
you can't
kidding.
finish for
Charge
real.
on, I guess.
Oh, no, you guys charge. You guys have charged on the most. Trust. Yes, exactly. Okay, so how do you guys know when you need to leave where you were?
I was thinking about it daily. I was not accepting it in my heart, but it was a thought that was crossing my mind genuinely every single day. I was like, I don't know what I need to do, but man, it would be so nice if I was not here right now. That was my constant thoughts.
Valid.
I mean, okay, to be so for real, the entire time I was at my old college, I was planning on transferring because it was a community college and that show Community lies to you. No one talks in your classes. You're actually so alone the whole time.
I love Community, and I'm so sorry. What didn't live up to the hype? Oh
It
my
didn't.
gosh.
I feel like my transfer story is a little bit interesting because I moved from out of state right out of high school into community college in Florida to get in-state tuition. So I hated community college so much. I wanted to be at a four-year university and get that experience, but I also was trying to be logical with the reality of certain situations. So I feel like that was something I always knew was going to come. I was just counting down the days.
Yeah. And it's not always the easiest to be logical. So when you guys have those emotions running really high and you're like, I just want to leave. I can't wait to get out. How do you have clarity in your decision? And you're like, okay, I just really want to leave so badly, but is that the right decision for me? Or is it just because I'm over this. I want to be done.
Ooh, honestly, a lot of my clarity came from everyone around me. not at my old school, but everyone else that actually knew me and my family. One person once told me that, like, they had never heard me say one good thing about my university. And I was like, ooh, this might be true. Because I was the only person convincing myself to stay. And literally everyone else was like, man, you seem to be having the worst time of your life right now. But I'm like, the prestige, the excitement. This is my dream college. You know, this is what I've wanted since I was a freaking nerd in middle school. And I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter that much. I shouldn't be this upset every single day. And like, I was the only person who was trying to see the good. And even that was like me just wanting to feel good about myself and be like, oh yeah, I did it. That was literally it.
It's like trying to convince everyone. You're like, no, he's a really good boyfriend, you guys. No, you guys just don't see what I see. Like, he treats me so differently when it's just us.
It's 1000% like that. I feel like you also have to go through a self-reflection period where you really need to sit and analyze what your long-term goals are, whether that's just within your personal life, what you want that to look like and how you want that to play out in your day-to-day, as well as career goals. And I think that will tell you a lot about whether it's a heat of the moment thing because you're having a bad semester or if it just genuinely is not the right place for you. I'm a big pro and con list person, so I think even just writing it out every time something positive happens or something negative happens, you'll over time start to see and feel the validation of, okay, this is not just a heat of the moment thing. This is something that is actually happening to me, and I really feel like this is not the place for me, and I need to take steps to provide something like better for me and find a different opportunity that can give me the outcomes I want.
No, my experience was literally the exact same because I'm also very analytical. I definitely had that list written out. But I think on the same hand, it was more so like, am I envious of other people and what I'm seeing on my Instagram from all of my high school friends who went to big universities? Or was it like, am I actually upset here? So I think definitely that pros and cons list, guys, it's kind of necessary.
Yeah, you were speaking my language with that because I had that same experience.
Absolutely. No, I love that. These are all very healthy logistical ways to deal with this. What fears and excitements were going through y'all's head when you were thinking about transferring?
Ooh. I was terrified. I feel like my transfer story is a little bit different than almost everyone I meet. You know, almost everyone I meet as just, I mean, UCF has so many good options for community college to hear. I mean, I know almost like 3 billion people who chose that. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, save that money. No, I needed to be full of myself, so I transferred. Well, I was previously at Cornell University. Go Big Red. So yeah, I feel like mine wasn't like, oh, I can do more. Mine was just me more of humbling myself because I was like, oh yeah, I'm a big Ivy League student. I'm amazing. I can do absolutely everything. And I was like, damn, I don't have to. Like, really. And I ended up quitting in the middle semester, not because I had great grades, even with Cornell's notorious grade deflation. That wasn't my issue. I realized that every single thing I was doing, it didn't matter. So in the middle of the semester when I had so much, I was sick. I went to the ER multiple times, but if I skipped any classes, my grade would go down a letter. So I went to the hospital at like 4 a.m. and ended up at my 8 a.m. class anyways. And I was like, in the middle of all of that, I was just sick all the time. I was like, you know what? I just kept thinking about being at home. And I'm an Orlando resident. I've always lived here. I was like, wow, I can't imagine doing this ever. So I just kept thinking about, I could have freedom. Like, I don't even mean not doing school. I love academics. I was just like thinking, I was like, wow, you know what? I don't have to be sick all the time. I kept thinking, oh my God, I don't have to do this right now, to the point where I came home in the middle of the semester. And I hadn't convinced myself. I was like, oh, I'm still going back. I'm just on a leave. And I realized when I got home, I was like, you know what? No, I'm just lying to myself. Like, there's no way I could ever make myself step back there. So that whole entire time I was just dreaming about basically freedom.
I think, well, yeah, you're like, it's not like I couldn't do more at Cornell, but you couldn't do more because of all of these like, I think mental and obviously physical barriers to your health, and now you're here and you're thriving. And
yeah.
or I mean, I don't
feel
wanna assume,
no, I
but-
am. I feel like I'm doing so much more. Like I'd rather live with that small little pit of being like, damn, I gave up my dream school than be an absolute pain every single day. Like everyone I talked to there, my friends who I told I was leaving, every single one of them said they wish they had the guts to do the same. Like everyone there is just upset the entire time. Like honestly, that's what I felt the entire time. Like everyone's like, man, I don't want to be here. Every single person was like, wow, you're really bold. Like I could never do that, but I wish I could. I was just like, we really don't have to. Like no, nobody's making us do this at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, guys, my phone keeps going off. I was not making that face at you. Sorry, did you guys have anything you wanted to add?
I feel like for me, so I grew up in a very small town where the people you graduate high school with are the people you went to kindergarten and preschool with. Everybody goes to the same 3 colleges. I feel like for me, so I grew up in a very small town where the people you graduate high school with are the people you went to kindergarten and preschool with. Everybody goes to the same 3 colleges. And not that there's anything wrong with that. I think if you feel comfortable staying, you should 1000% do that. It was not a journey I wanted to take. I wanted to have a different experience. And I feel like for me, I was so scared of the judgment because it is a small town and a lot of people talk and have something to say, and it's like, oh, you don't have like pride for this, because I'm from Pennsylvania, and people in Pennsylvania have a lot of pride for their schools and their sports teams and just all around being a Pennsylvania native. But I also think that judgment is what drove me to come to Florida to pursue an education as well, because it was like, you know what? Everybody's going to have something to say. And if I let people's opinions and comments based off of their experiences control what I pursue in my life, I won't live a fulfilling life. I won't, at the end of the day, look back at my life and feel like I had control over it. So it also gave me a sense of excitement too, that I have control over the opportunities I pursue and the kind of education I get and the kind of college experience I get. And that was also empowering in a way too. So I think if anyone feels stuck in a situation, it's also just reminding yourself that you do have the power to control your own narrative and control your own story and what opportunities you have. And I think it can feel scary and exciting all at once, and it's okay to feel both of those at the same time.
Absolutely.
I think when I decided to transfer, I had the biggest crash out of my life. Low-key, that summer was the worst because I was like, I knew I wanted to transfer, but the act of like doing it was a little difficult for me just because like I'm a very anxious person, right? So anytime I have to do literally anything ever, I freak out. And deciding to leave my hometown, not go to community college, not live with my parents, and like go to UCF, I was like, this is a lot of change. And I was massively freaked out. I was also taking like 3 summer classes, so I'm sure that didn't help. But I think just reminding myself that no matter what decision I made, I was going to be anxious. I was going to be feeling these feelings. I just needed to remember why I was doing it. And that if I was to transfer, like it would in the long run better my life, no matter how anxious I was in the moment. I mean, kind of what I just said, which is just like, you know what you need in your life. And regardless of what the people around you or maybe the expectations that you have in your mind, that maybe, those little quiet voices in the back of your mind that are just like kind of everyone in your life echoing things that you've just seen and heard. You just kind of have to ignore that part of your brain and listen to what you need and what you're feeling in the moment and follow through on that.
And I feel like a lot of like people go into college and they're like, oh, my college isn't what I expected at all. It's not the college experience I want. If you have like the ability to transfer, like that's something you can do. That college experience that you wanted is something that actually exists out there. Like, you may have not just found it at your college, but like, if you were hoping for like a better, sorority life or something like that, or you have more different focuses, or you want something with more school spirit, those do exist. And if you do have the, opportunity that a lot of people don't to transfer, I just think I see it more as, like, we're lucky enough to be able to make this decision. Oh my God, I can't even speak. It's just so passionate about this. But we have that ability. We have that option that a lot of people won't even get at all. So just, it's another opportunity. And I mean, if you can, would you rather just be thinking about it for the rest of like your school years? Is that what you want to think every single day when you're on campus? Like, man, I really wish I'd made that decision. And even after college too, you could still be thinking about that.
I'm also an anxious person, and I found that when it comes to like making decisions that I know, like you said, no matter what decision I make, I'm going to feel anxious. I'm going to be wondering if it was the right one. I always remind myself at the end of the day, it all works out. Whether it works out the way I initially thought it would or not, it always works out for the better. And there's something so comforting about that. So I think if you're thinking about transferring and it does make you anxious or overwhelmed or stressed, but it's something you really, really, really want to do, I think it's just important to remind yourself that at the end of the day, it will work out one way or another. And 99.9% of the time, it ends up working out in an extremely positive way that alters the trajectory of your life in an amazing way. And I think just thinking about that and reminding yourself of that during a really difficult period, like deciding to transfer and change your life, is important, and it should make you feel good too.
Absolutely. Well, I'm not transferring, but it's like, I mean, because I thankfully feel good at home. But if I was thinking about it, I feel like this was a really great conversation that would embolden me to make the right choice for myself. And you guys are right. Only you know what is best for you, but have people around you that also want to help you achieve that goal.
100%.
Thank you guys so much for coming in and talking with me today. I think this was a wonderful conversation, and you guys all are just beautiful, intelligent women that had a lot of really great insight into this topic. And so thank you for enlightening me, and I think you've enlightened a lot of other people. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our third episode of Her Point of View. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube and follow us on Instagram at Her Campus UCF and TikTok. You'll get all the updates on upcoming events or episodes we have. And again, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.